What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Anime's back with another reaction video, and today we're reacting to Ichigo Kurisaki's anime Spider-Man. You see the poster, man. Hey, Ichigo, Bleach, I fuck with that. Heavy. Get what I'm saying? But at the time of this recording, my Rurouni Kenshin episode 1 is uploading. I got it scheduled for 12:30 September 1st. And this one gonna be dropped September 2nd. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, trying to do my consistent shit, you know what I'm saying? Drop every day on 2 channels. You know, the grind is real. That's why I got the same hoodie on from my other videos, because I'm making like 5-6 videos a day. Type shit. But yeah, enough about all that, man. Let's see why Ichigo is anime Spider-Man.
Ichigo Kurosaki is anime's Peter Parker.
Oh yeah, if you ain't watched the Rurouni video, it's gonna be down below. That and Asta always want smoke. So look after this video, you know what I'm saying? Cause I don't want you to miss this one.
He's anime's Spider-Man.
You feel
maybe
me?
You agree with that? Maybe you don't. But I do think it's one of his most
I don't know if I could agree.
Characteristics. And for me,
you know what I'm saying? You gotta go in detail right quick.
A very interesting way to contextualize Ichigo's character in a way that people might be more likely to understand. Because you see, one of the biggest misconceptions around Ichigo's character in the past and a little bit in the present was this overfixation on Ichigo's goal or lack thereof. As time has gone on, Bleach creators and fans have done a better job of pushing back against this narrative about Ichigo's lack of a supposed goal, and we've made a lot of positive strides. But even with the progress we've made,
Ichigo goal is okay with me, bro. He just want to protect his friends.
Comparing Ichigo to such a
that's realistic to me,
whose ideals are more internalized in the public eye, you'll garner a deeper understanding and appreciation.
Hey, why that Spider-Man though? Why you use Toby?
Let's begin. As always, if you enjoy
the best Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying?
Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
But you can't change
one of the biggest differences that sets Ichigo apart from a lot of his shonen and even seinen counterparts is the inclusion of what I like to call a dual life. Think about this for a second. Let me pose this to you. Let's run through some of the more popular shonen characters. Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece. He's a pirate, and throughout the story of One Piece, he is not presented to be anything other than a pirate. There's no dual life here. He's Luffy, and he's a pirate, and he exists as one for the entire stretch of the narrative.
You starting out with some facts.
Naruto's a shinobi. He lives in a shinobi society where certain elements of supernaturalism are considered normal. Now, that's not to say that he doesn't have problems.
Another fact.
He has problems, 100%, but he's not living what you'd call a dual life. He's a shinobi and he lives as a shinobi. He doesn't have to hide that part of who he is. Deku from My Hero Academia lives in a society where heroes are normal, and he as a hero is not forced to live a dual life.
3 facts
Again,
in a row.
Doesn't mean that the dude doesn't have problems. Balancing a dual life just isn't presented to be one of them. And this trend keeps going on. We can keep going on. Nazi from Fairy Tail. He's a wizard, and wizardry is a part of the Fairy Tail society.
Facts.
Asta from Black Clover is a mage,
5.
and magecraft is part of the Clover Kingdom. Gon Freaks from Hunter x Hunter. He's a hunter,
Damn,
and hunters are
all
a
these
part
facts
of
in
the
a row,
Archer's
nigga.
creative society. Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. Eren from Attack on Titan. Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. All these shows establish their world, and the characters are focused within these worlds. They do have problems, but they're not having to live a dual life. Ichigo happens to be part of a very small group of popular anime characters who has to live a dual life for large portions of the story. And the duality of his livelihood plays an important part in the story that is trying to be told. Ichigo is a human.
My son go to school.
He lives as a human,
and he a soul reaper.
Well,
a substitute one of that, but
family.
Still,
he goes to school, has extracurricular activities, and has personal humane goals to consider. At the same time, he's a Shinigami who exists on the spiritual plane and has the responsibility of keeping his city safe from supernatural forces. That is a dual life, and it's a straightforward parallel to that of Peter Parker, who is a young man living in New York while balancing his life and responsibilities as its Spider-Man.
Okay,
the thing
I
about
see where you're coming from now.
Characters is that the authors of these characters all run into a, quote, similar problem. This problem isn't their fault, but it's something that could very easily be interpreted as weak writing to those who don't understand it. Allow me to explain. I believe that if you have a character who is living 2 very different lives, you lose the ability to have a straightforward, in-your-face type of goal. Think about it. If Luffy wasn't a pirate 100% of the time, and let's say he was also some marine on an island somewhere or just some farmer, whatever. If his true goal was to become king of the pirates, it makes his dual life very redundant, because if you want to become king of the pirates, you need to be a pirate in order to achieve that goal. Why bother having another life as a farmer or just a marine? It just
Facts.
doesn't make sense. Just go be a pirate. Take Naruto, take Asta, take Natsu, take any of these characters. Give them a dual life, line that up against their goal, and their motivations and aspirations become almost dumb. If you're Asta and you're a wizard while also being a father of a church, but your goal is to become Wizard King, it makes no sense if you don't leave being a father of a church to go be a wizard, because if you want to become Wizard King, you have to be a wizard.
Facts.
You guys understand my point? Dual life characters
I see where you're
don't
coming
have the
from, my
luxury
boy.
of having these straightforward goals of I want to be this, or I want to be that, or I want to find this thing, or I want to find that thing. Because the point of their character is the fact that they just can't be one thing. That's the whole point. They can't be one thing. Ichigo can't just be a Shinigami and go try to become head captain or some other nonsense. Peter Parker can't just become Spider-Man to go try to become the leader of the Avengers or whatever. Their dual lives is what makes them who they are. They want both. They need both. It's important.
You know what's crazy? They both was thrown into their situations. Like Ichigo, the reason why he became a Shinigami was because like his family was in danger. His sister was in danger. So he did what he had to do. Same thing with Spider-Man. Nigga just got bit by a spider. Not like he wanted to get bit. It just happened. You know? So
To them. And so, Ichigo can't and shouldn't have these straightforward goals that he can scream over and over again, because his life won't allow him to. It wouldn't make any sense, and I'm glad Kubo understood this. And so, let's
Like,
talk about
imagine
what his goal actually
if Ichigo wanted to be a head captain, but still was in school, you get what I'm saying? It wouldn't make sense.
is in its comparison with Peter Parker. The comparison is quite straightforward when you put it this way. The kind-hearted hero as a young child is faced with the sad, horrific reality of the world he inhabits, and the death of a loved one pushes him deep into despair, where he, the hero, is called into action. Because the action that would be required is opposite and contradictory to the life he once knew, he must take on a new mantle. He must
It's
take
an
on a new
eye-opener.
life
I ain't
that
never thought
clashes
about
with
it
the
like
life he
that.
once lived. An overwhelming sense of responsibility born from the tragic events becomes a major part of his psychology, and the hero in question must wrestle with finding out what side of his life he values the most, while also finding out how complicated of a single individual he himself is. Human beings are deeply complex creatures, and they're multi-layered. Characters like
Facts.
these who live a dual life almost have another whole new persona, with a whole new set of intricacies and complexities, and the character in question has to essentially undergo the psychological development of two people, especially if they're teenagers trying to become adults. Hopefully you can see what makes this so A, complicated, and B, endearing to certain fans like me who can almost relate to the struggle of finding your identity in different areas of society. For Peter Parker, Uncle Ben's death is the horrific reality he's awakened to, and he's called into action to be one given great power, but also given great responsibility. For Ichigo, his mother's death at the hands of Grand Fisher is his call to action, and he is motivated to protect other innocent people from the Hollows, so they don't feel the same pain that he felt. But in both of these cases, their goal is to find out what their goal is. They have a presumed understanding of what it should be. I can do things that other people can't, and so it's my responsibility to help others who cannot help themselves. But at the same time, I
Damn,
cannot
this nigga
commit
is
myself
making a
fully
lot
to
of
this life
fucking
of full-on
sense.
sacrifice, because it clashes with the life I once had as a normal human. Amidst all of this, I must also find who I am and who I want to be as a person on both sides of this thing we call life. That journey is the story. Ichigo starts out only wanting to help his family, then he only wants to help those in front of him, and then he wants to help everyone that he can before being awakened to the true dangers of a world filled with supernatural beings who want to end all life.
Guys, it's time to ditch that nasty washcloth and get the body
Hey
up.
man, fuck that.
He is then pushed into a battle
Y'all
where
ain't
the burden of
sponsoring me.
defeating Aizen is placed on his shoulders, and he sacrifices this other life that he values in order to win, only to then dive into a world where he no longer has to balance these powers and then realizes that all of one and all of the other aren't what he wants to consider normal and adequate. He wants to find synergy and balance inside himself. He wants to find synergy and balance within his relationship between being a Shinigami and a human, and he also wants to find synergy and balance within the world around him being at peace. It's incredibly multifaceted. It's very complicated. And his journey leads him to the conclusion
I didn't even know that was a word.
To be normal. He doesn't want to have a, quote, simple life. He wants to be a protector. He knows that it's an integral part of who he is and he welcomes it. He doesn't want to only protect his friends. He doesn't want to only protect his family. He doesn't only want to protect his city. He wants to protect everything. He stands in defense of the entire world. Every world. Wakamundo, Soul Society, and the human world. He stands as one who ends up finding a middle ground that allows him to do both because he cannot deny either part of who he is.
I know this is kind of off topic, but why the fuck Wakamundo look like a desert? Like, I just thought it would be like some demonic ass world or some shit. But that shit just like it's always fucking hot.
He tells his close friends about his secrets so there's no sneaking around or lying. He finds a job that allows him to work from home. He's a translator and he can work on a personalized timeline from the comfort of his own home. His wife is one who's also a person juggling two lives and thus understands how he feels while being privy to all the adventures he goes on. His son is also a supernatural being and they don't hide that fact. Ichigo's story is a full lifetime of living a single life, being called into action and pulled into another life of supernatural realities, wrestling with which life is important, wrestling with which life matters, losing one, losing the other, and then ultimately putting it all together, practically coming up with a system that works and being legitimately happy in every sense of the word.
He's spitting.
I respect that. I respect that because I can relate to that. I can't relate to Luffy becoming a literal pirate king. I'm sorry. I'm not interested, nor am I able to go that far. I can't become a president. I don't want to be. But I relate to the journey of balancing life with work, family, with self, religion, fun, and friends. I relate to the intricacies of finding synergy and balance within all of that. And that is why Ichigo is my character. Kubo made him for people like me. The one last comparison I want to make, and maybe the most endearing aspect of Ichigo and Peter's duality, is this. Ichigo is your friendly neighborhood soul reaper. He's there for the little guy. He looks out for the little guy. Think about it. In the Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie, there's a kid getting bullied in some corner and Peter comes in to help him. He fixes his turbine and walks him home as Spider-Man. Now, the cool thing about this is that he could have been anywhere. He could have been fighting some big monster or stopping someone from getting killed or robbed or whatever, but he's here looking out for the little guy. That's Ichigo. That's who Ichigo is. He's gone to school, he's done his homework, he's worked with Misakumi, and he's tired laying in bed. But he wakes up in the middle of the night, exits through his window into the night sky to find the little girl who is running from a hollow, scared out of her mind, thinking she might die. He finds her, he protects her, and he might perform a console and let her pass on, but he might also give her a chance to say goodbye to her parents. He'll bring her flowers on his way to school and take a genuine interest in who she is and her well-being. This is a Shinigami on the level beyond that of a captain, one who defeated Aizen Sosuke. By all metrics, jobs like these are relegated to squad members, not even vice captains, let alone captains, let alone someone like Ichigo who has strength beyond that of a captain, but he still makes the time and the effort to be there for the little guy. Makes the time no matter what. That is Ichigo Kurosaki. His goal, above everything else, is simply human. Even though I could have drawn this parallel with people like Batman or Superman or Daredevil or whoever, I chose Spider-Man because of how young they're portrayed to be, and I relate more to that. So, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section down below. Do you think Ichigo is anime's friendly neighborhood soul reaper? Do you think
the way you
he's
explained
anime's
it,
Spider-Man?
yeah, I
Let me
think
know
so.
down below. Till the next video, this is your boy Rebirth. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you later. Peace out.
Hey, what I got from this video, bro, This shit was an eye opener. I ain't gonna lie. I never thought about shit like that. And the way he explained it, I understand every single bit. It was a good video. Shout out to Flame or Rebirth, man. Hey, it was a good ass video. But look, it's the end of the reaction, man. If you like it and want to see more, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe in this bitch, man. Like I said, link will be down below for the original video. And my Rioni Kenshin episode 1 reaction plus the Oscar Always Want Smoke. 2 videos. Don't know. Plus the original link. So 3 videos. Don't know. I'm Andy Meach, and I'm signing out. See you guys in the next one. Peace.